Hello, my name is Erik Gross, and I'm the co-founder of the Tech Academy. We have partnered with Pitman Training Group to bring you our software and web developer training programs. Now, most people associate software and web development with technologically inclined people, geeks, nerds. Let me start by saying you do not need to have any background in technology or experience in coding to succeed on these programs. Coding just refers to making computer programs and websites. We've designed these programs so that any hardworking and dedicated person can complete them. The courses in the program are self-paced, and you'll have access to Tech Academy instructors who will answer your questions and review your assignments. There's a strong demand for tech talent in the UK, and the industry pays well. Whether you're looking for a career change, are unemployed, or are fresh out of secondary school, these programs are a great choice in terms of your future career prospects. Now, I'd like to answer some common questions. Question: what is web development? Web development refers to the creation of websites. You know what a website is, a location with its own address on the World Wide Web. Web developers are the people who build these websites. Typically, web development refers to the building of the front end, the portions of a website that users see and interact with, not the back end, which are the parts of the website users don't see, such as the database where user information is stored. Question: what is software development? Software development is the creation of software. Now, the terms software, application, and program are all interchangeable. They basically mean the same thing. Software is sets of written instructions entered into a computer by people that make it execute specific tasks. You are familiar with software programs and use them every day. Examples include Microsoft Word, Google Chrome, and iTunes. These are all applications made by software developers. Just like websites, software is created by writing code. Code is a set of instructions written in a particular language that make a computer display information a certain way and perform exact actions. Now, I mentioned the word language. Just like with people, there are various languages used to communicate with a computer. Each of these programming languages has pros and cons and specific uses. And so, a software developer is a person who creates programs, applications, by writing code in one or more programming languages. Question: what does a web developer do? Web developers design, create, and debug, fix websites. They typically have specific instructions from their boss or client, and they do their best to develop the website according to these directions. In addition to writing code, website developers will spend time planning, designing, attending meetings, debugging, and self-educating. It is impossible to train website developers on how to create every conceivable type of website. There are too many. Therefore, in our programs, we prepare you to be able to learn new approaches to web development on your own in the future. Question: what does a software developer do? Everything expected of web developers applies to software developers as well. In fact, it is assumed that software developers are also trained in web development. Beyond that, though, software developers are skilled in writing the back-end parts of a computer program, the part the user doesn't see, where the important work is done of bringing in data, making important decisions with and about that data, working with information stored in databases, and driving the behavior of the front-end part of the program. Software developers typically spend less than half their time actually writing code. The majority of time is spent researching, testing, fixing errors, coordinating with management, etc. Therefore, in our programs, in addition to coding, we will teach you what to expect in the day-to-day life of a working developer and how to work as part of a development team. Question: what is the difference between software development and web development? Software developers are typically trained on front-end and back-end development, whereas this is not usually true of web developers. Software developers have a larger skill set and are usually trained in more languages. While a web developer can only make websites, software developers can create websites, desktop software, and web applications, which are websites that operate as programs and have a back end. Question: how is the program assessed? In three main ways. Through regular graded quizzes. Our instructors will review your assignment submissions, including reviewing your code at various points throughout your training to ensure it runs properly and adheres to best practices. Several courses have a major coding project at the end, and all the courses finish with a final exam. We care that you can actually do what you're trained in. Question: what qualifications do you earn? Upon completion of each course, you will receive a certificate for that course. Upon completion of the program, you'll receive a Pitman Training diploma. If you are completing the web developer program, you will be prepared to work in a wide array of entry-level web developer positions. For those enrolling in the software and web developer program, you will additionally be prepared for a variety of entry-level software development positions. In fact, graduates of this program are what is called in the industry full stack developers. A stack is a system on which computer programs can run that requires no other support and can operate on its own. Full stack refers to people trained in all the components of a stack. This includes the front end, back end, and everything it takes to build a full application. Now I'm going to provide you with brief descriptions of the Tech Academy courses included in your training. As I go over them, please keep in mind that it isn't important that you understand what all of these terms mean at this time. That's covered in the training. The Computer and Technology Basics for Developers course contains hundreds of simple, clear definitions of essential technical terms written by us. It includes roughly 50 videos that cover basic terminology, internet functions, the composition of a computer and a description of its main parts, basic security, how computers work, and so on. This course is vital for anyone learning coding. With a solid understanding of the fundamentals of technology, you are laying the foundation for all the courses that follow. Without this foundation, your study would be confusing and more difficult. The Overview of Software Development course. This course covers basic programming terms, explanation of all basic programming concepts that apply to all programming languages, the binary number system and algorithms, and what to expect as a developer. It's in this course that you'll write your first code. The Version Control course. Version control is the tools and processes that are used to manage multiple versions of computer files as they change over time. Version control is a key part of professional software development. When you have multiple people working on the same computer program, it's important to keep track of who did what and when. And it's also important to be able to reverse changes that were made if they contain mistakes or become unnecessary. Git is a popular version control program. You'll learn how to use Git on this course. You'll also learn about GitHub, which is an online site that lets you manage programs with Git and also lets you present a portfolio of your coding projects. The HTML course. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is the computer language used to create web pages. This lets you create the content on the page, text, images, videos, etc. The CSS course. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. This is a technology that can control the styling for the web pages on a website. In other words, it helps you modify the appearance and format of the content on the web page rather than creating the content itself. You may end up creating your own portfolio website during the HTML and CSS courses. The JavaScript course. JavaScript is a very popular programming language. It's often used to make websites interactive. It can also be used to create computer programs that don't necessarily run on the World Wide Web. JavaScript is one of the most versatile and popular languages and is a key technology to learn. For those enrolling in the Software and Web Developer Training Program, you'll take additional courses that cover topics like databases and a deeper dive into computer programming. The goal of the programs is to prepare you to become entry-level web and software developers who are ready to hit the ground running on day one at your first job in the tech industry. While it takes years to master the programming languages we teach, by the end of our program, you'll have skills that are in demand in the marketplace, and you'll be in a position to continue educating yourself as you develop your skills further on the job. We want you to be a well-rounded, well-prepared junior-level developer. We are proud to be partnered with the UK's largest career college network.